You think you are playing the game, but the game started long before you arrived, and no one told you the rules. You have been too honest, too available, too loyal to people who were already calculating your replacement. Every time you explained yourself, you handed them ammunition. Every time you forgave quickly, you taught them your price. You have been playing defense in a game where defense is surrender, and you did not even know you were losing. The world does not reward the good, it rewards the aware. And right now, you are neither. They smiled at your face and drafted your removal behind it. They called you a friend while building alliances against you. You mistook silence for peace. You mistook patience for loyalty. You mistook a man's handshake for his intention. You have been trusting the wrong signals. You have been reading the wrong faces. And the cost has been years. Years of energy spent on the wrong people. Years of position surrendered to those who simply understood one thing you did not. Power does not go to the worthy. Power goes to the prepared. Power goes to the still. Power goes to the man who learned, long before the war began, to let others destroy each other, and then walks forward, alone, through the wreckage, untouched, unblameable, inevitable. You were taught that fairness is a universal language, that if you treat people well, they will treat you well, that honesty is armor, that empathy is strength. You believed this because the people who taught it to you believed it, and they were wrong. Not maliciously, just wrong. Empathy, in the hands of the wrong person, becomes a map of your weaknesses. Every time you revealed what you cared about, you handed someone a list of levers. The systems you trust were not built for you. They were built by people who understood power before you were born and designed just enough fairness into the visible layer to keep the rest of you compliant. Courts favor those who understand procedure over those who have justice on their side. Institutions protect those who built them. Loyalty is demanded downward but rarely flows upward. The man who plays by the rules in a game run by rule makers is not noble. He is convenient. Drop this in the comments. I will stop being convenient. Here is what the powerful understand that you do not. They never make enemies directly when they can let enemies make each other. They never spend political capital on fights they can engineer others to fight. They never destroy openly when they can withdraw support and watch collapse happen naturally. They do not need to be cruel. They need only to be still. The cruelty comes from the chaos, and they are not the chaos. They are the observer, the architect, the man in the back of the room who said nothing, and whose silence was the most powerful statement made. 500 years ago, a man was tortured by the state he had served loyally for 14 years. He was accused of conspiracy, exiled, broken, and from that ruin, he wrote the most dangerous manual of power ever committed to ink. Niccolò Machiavelli, diplomat, strategist, exile. He wrote what rulers practiced but never admitted. He said, and these are his exact words, never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception. This single sentence cost him everything and gave you everything. Machiavelli did not invent cruelty. He described reality. There is a difference so important that most people never grasp it. The prince who pretends cruelty does not exist is not compassionate. He is unprepared. The advisor who tells rulers only what they want to hear is not loyal. He is dangerous. Machiavelli's crime was clarity. He looked at power as it actually operated, not as sermons claimed it should operate. And he wrote it down. Every discomfort you feel hearing his words is not moral revulsion. It is a discomfort of recognition. The discomfort of realizing you already knew this. You have seen it. You have experienced it. You simply lack the language and the permission to name it. He gave you both. This knowledge is a protection, not destruction. Lesson 1. The man who steps back is not retreating. He is loading. Strategic withdrawal is one of the most misunderstood power moves in human interaction. Most people believe that presence equals power. It does not. Controlled absence equals power. You know the situation. You are always available. You always respond immediately. You always show up. And slowly, without anyone announcing it, your presence became expected rather than valued. You went from asset to assumption. The moment you became guaranteed, you became irrelevant. Psychologically, value is calibrated by scarcity, not cruelty, scarcity. What appears regularly loses significance. What disappears creates need. Machiavelli understood that presence must be rationed like a strategic resource. The ruler who appears at every window loses a mystery that makes his appearance at a window mean something. The immediate action. For the next 7 days, do not respond to one non-urgent demand on the first ask. Not rudely, just deliberately. Observe what happens in the other person. Observe what happens in yourself. Drop this in the comments. I am learning to disappear. Lesson 2. The man who enters every conflict handed to him is not loyal. He is being used. Every time you involve yourself in a fight that was not yours, someone else got the benefit and you absorbed the cost. You have a colleague who pulls you into every departmental conflict. A friend who asks you to fight their battles. A family member whose drama becomes your emergency. You enter. You fight. You sustain the damage. They observe. And when it ends, they are still standing in the same position. While you are marked as a difficult one, people do not recruit you into their conflicts because they trust you. They recruit you because you are willing to spend what they are not. You are the currency. Their conflict is a transaction. Understanding this does not make you paranoid. It makes you accurate. The immediate action. The next time someone recruits you into conflict, ask one question before engaging. What do I gain if I win this? If the answer is nothing or nothing concrete, you have your answer. Disengage. Observe. Let them solve their own problem or let the problem solve them. Lesson 3. This is a central law. The one Machiavelli observed in every great power he studied. The man who lets others destroy each other cannot be blamed. He does not need to attack. He does not need to scheme. He needs only to remove himself from between them and wait. In your workplace, two powerful people dislike each other. Both have tried to recruit you to their side. Both have implied that neutrality is betrayal. Both are wrong. Your neutrality is not weakness. It is position. When they collide, and they will collide, you are the only one without damage. You are the last standing. Drop this in the comments. I refuse to be anyone's ammunition. The psychological mechanism is this. Conflict is consuming. It narrows focus. It burns resources. It creates enemies. The man in the middle of a fight cannot see the perimeter. The man watching from outside the fight can see everything. Position is a function of what you do not enter as much as what you do. The immediate action. Identify the two people in your current environment who have a latent conflict. Stop feeding information to either side. Stop performing loyalty to either side. Become invisible to the conflict. Simply watch. Within 30 days, the conflict will resolve itself, and you will be positioned to benefit from the resolution. Lesson 4. Machiavelli understood that the appearance of virtue is more politically useful than virtue itself. This is not an invitation to become dishonest. It is a warning that the world responds to what it perceives, not what you are. Manage perception or perception manages you. You have watched someone with half your competence rise further than you because they managed how they appeared in rooms. They spoke with confidence about things they barely understood. They associated with the right people. They dressed the part before they had earned it. You called it performance. They called it strategy. One of you advanced. The mind categorizes before it investigates. First impressions are not shallow, they are efficient. The brain assigns social rank within seconds based on posture, association, framing, and presentation. This is not a flaw in human cognition. It is a feature, and it is available to you. The immediate action. Before your next important interaction, spend 10 minutes on your presentation. Not your words, your presentation. Posture, eye contact, the first physical impression. Then enter the room as a version of yourself who has already succeeded. Drop this in the comments. I am choosing how I am perceived. Lesson 5. The most powerful words you will ever deliver are the ones you chose not to say. Silence is not the absence of communication. It is the most loaded form of it. People project their worst fears into your silence. Let them. Someone confronts you publicly, accuses you, demands you explain yourself. The old you would have rushed to justify, to explain, to fix the discomfort. That urgency is a trained weakness. The new response, stillness. Let the silence hold longer than is comfortable. Let them fill it. They will say more in the next 30 seconds than you could ever extract with questions. Drop this in the comments. Silence is MY new power. Lesson 6. Never reveal the full extent of your capability. The man who displays everything he can do has defined his ceiling for his enemies. Reserve. always holds something back, a skill, a connection, a piece of information. The man who seems capable of more than he shows is permanently uncalculable. Uncalculable men are not attacked. They are negotiated with. Lesson 7. Loyalty to a principle, not a person. Every great collapse you have witnessed began when someone confused loyalty to a person with loyalty to a principle. Persons change. Persons are compromised. Persons betray. Your loyalty belongs to your values, your vision, your code, and nothing else. When the person in front of you serves those values, give them everything. When they don't, release without rage. Rage is attachment. Release is power. Lesson 8. Information is the real currency. Before any significant interaction, know more about the other person than they know about you. Not invasively, strategically. What do they want? What do they fear? What do they value? What have they already decided? The man who enters a negotiation having done this work meets a different situation than the man who enters hoping. Hope is beautiful. Preparation is effective. Lesson 9. Time is a weapon that favors the patient. Every situation that feels urgent in the moment has a different shape when you observe it over 90 days. Most crises resolve without your involvement. Most conflicts exhaust themselves. Most threats that seem critical in January are forgotten by March. Develop the patience to let time work before you do. Let others spend themselves on urgency. Accumulate advantage in the quiet. Lesson 10. The man who cannot be predicted cannot be controlled. Pattern your behavior enough to appear consistent, but maintain enough variation to prevent anyone from developing a reliable map of your decisions. This is not dishonesty. This is sovereignty over your own predictability. The moment you are fully predictable, you are fully manipulable. You came here believing something was wrong with you, that your struggles were personal failures, that the people who rose above you were simply better. None of that was true. You were playing by rules written to keep you manageable. Tonight, that ends. The old you is dead. That version, the one who explained himself, chased approval, entered every fight, trusted every smile. He is ash. And from ash, something else. You are a weapon, pointed at your own future. Not a weapon of destruction, a weapon of precision, of patience, of strategic intelligence pointed at the one target that matters. The life you are building while others are busy fighting wars that don't belong to them. You belong to no one, not to the people who shaped you, not to the systems that defined you, not to the enemies who underestimated you, not to the alliances that were always conditional. You belong to no one. The man who understands what you now understand does not announce it. He does not post it. He does not explain it. He simply becomes a different kind of force in every room he enters. People will not be able to explain why the dynamic changed. They will not have language for what they feel in his presence now. The sense that this person is not reacting to the world anymore, but producing it. That is you. That is what this knowledge does when it goes quiet and deep. It does not make you cruel. It does not make you cold. It makes you precise. It makes you ungovernable. It makes you the man who steps back from the fire and is the only one standing when it goes out. The ravens circle. The chess king does not fall. The fox watches from the tree line while the wolves exhaust themselves in the field. And when the field is quiet, he walks across it, alone, untouched, as if the war had nothing to do with him. Because it didn't. What you do with this knowledge is yours to decide. No one is watching. No one is keeping score except you. And the version of you that chooses to look away from what you now know, that version had its last night tonight. If this reached something in you, something that recognized itself, then you already know what comes next. There is more. There will always be more. The question is whether you are the kind of person who keeps going. Subscribe not because someone asked you to. Subscribe because you made a decision to continue learning the language of power before power learns how to use you. That choice is entirely yours, as it should be. And if today was your first day here, go back to the beginning. Watch again. The second time, you will hear things you missed. Because you are not the same person you were when you press play. Before you close this, I want you to sit with one question. Not for me, for yourself. Think about the most powerful person in your current life, the one whose influence over you has always felt inevitable. And ask yourself, is that power real, or is it simply the power you never thought to take back? Leave your answer in the comments. I read everyone. You have reached the end of this video. But understand, this is not a conclusion. This is a threshold. Most people who watch what you just watched will do nothing. They will feel the recognition, close the tab, and return to the same patterns by morning. That is not weakness. That is habit. And habit is simply the armor of a person who has not yet decided to change. You are deciding now. The knowledge you carry out of this room is only as dangerous as the silence you keep around it. Do not announce your transformation. Do not explain your new awareness to the people it will be used against. Let them read the old version of you, while you operate from the new one. Machiavelli did not survive exile by being louder. He survived by becoming more precise in the dark. That is your inheritance tonight. The game does not pause while you prepare, but the prepared man does not need it to. Go, and do not look back at what you used to be. It cannot follow you anymore.